Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for flying Quill 18 Airlines. I'll be your captain, Quill 18. Hey, we're on a budget. So, we're in Amsterdam. We just had a party. Things were great. We ran out of waffles. We ate all the stroopwafels that were available in the entirety of the Netherlands. So now we're going to fly to Brussels and pick up some waffles from there, which should be really good. Maybe we'll have a little moule frit or something like that. I don't know. But we did just leave a party, including the pilot, so expect a little bit of turbulence. We're going to file our flight plan here. We're going from Eham, which is the Amsterdam airport, the Schiphol? I really don't know, I'm sorry. To Brussels, we've requested a en route altitude of 15,000 feet, which sounds pretty good.
November 4-5 X-ray Sierra runway 36 left, clear for takeoff.
Let's line up here. Before we depart, let's do a little bit of prep work here, just to make sure our autopilot's going to be functioning okay. Speaking of which, so it's down here so with the heading lock, there's a little bobble, because we're going to want to be heading south. In fact, I think specifically we're looking for like a 187 kind of angle. I can't remember precisely, but I think it's something like that. Also, we could set some navs. Tell me I still have those maps up. There we go. Let me show you what I'm going to be looking at here. So here's a skyvector.com map that you can pull up and you get lots of information. So we are currently here. We're going to go south to here in Brussels. And 114.6 is what we're going to be looking for. 114.6 on our nav computer. So we want to toggle this. You go 114.6, and then we want to activate that. And that's what we're going to be trying to track. We're 86 nautical miles away. And we're on an 86, so we want a 186, yeah, reciprocal. Which should work okay. I don't know what this thing does. Oh, does that line me up to that thing? Interesting. All right, whatever. Let's take off. Because I should have my little bauble for the autopilot set. So I think we're okay. So let's release the brakes. That might help. Go up to full throttle. Just try to stay nice and centered. Huge runway here. Obviously meant for jets and things. Much, much bigger than us, since we're not even a jet. Just a cute little dual prop plane. I didn't even check the back. How many passengers we can fit on here? I'm gonna guess somewhere 4 or 6 passengers. Looks like 4. Maybe they might be facing. Speed is good. Let's lift off. Pull in the landing gear. Beauty. And climb. So, we're gonna do. Can we not?
November 4-5 X-ray Sierra contact center on 135.905.
135.905.
Contact center on 135.905. November 4-5 X-ray Sierra.
0.905. Now, I should have set more things so I could autopilot now while I'm setting this. Instead of, you know, taking my hands off the wheel. Oops. 139er. And then make it active. There it is. Check in.
Center November 4-5 X-ray Sierra.
November 4-5 X-ray Sierra Echo Hotel altimeter 2992.
I don't know what altimeter 2992 means. Oh,
X-ray Sierra.
it means I have to set.
November 4-5
That's
X-ray
29er.
Sierra. You're off course. You're off course.
November 4-5 X-ray Sierra.
We're turning though. We'll get there.
November 45 X-ray Sierra. You're off course.
I know, I
You're
know.
off course.
November 45 X-ray Sierra.
November 45 X-ray
There we go.
Sierra. Climb and maintain 15,000.
I would love to do that. Now, the question is, do I have an altimeter dial on here for my autopilot? I have an up and downy thing. Where I can dial in
45 X-ray Sierra.
that I want to go up.
Maintain 15,000.
I must have a dial where I can specify what I want my actual altitude to be. Because when you hit the Alt button, what it does is it, by default, locks into your current altitude. I'm a little bit more aggressively than that. Come on, we can pull this off. We're at full throttle. We're good to go. It's not that knob. That's where you cue in what your like ground distance is or something. It's not this. We can hide the yoke to get a bit more vision. I'm actually not sure that we do. Nothing on the ceiling. Yeah, we may not be able to dial in an actual altitude. Let's see if we can climb a little bit more aggressively, assuming that the airspeed stays up. And no, it's dropping, so let me dial it down a couple more notches. Need to make sure to keep a decent airspeed. This plane is definitely not as fast as the King Air I was experimenting with. That's very annoying. Makes me really sad, actually. It's not this. Wow, climbing to, was it 15,000 feet? It's gonna be hard on this plane. Not actually convinced it can pull it off. It's definitely gonna make for a bit of a long trip. On the bright side, we can open our windows. That's cool. Let's take a look at the outside of the plane. We got our lights on. Oh, we could go into night mode too right now. Hang on, let's do that. Date and time. So it's going to be just past midnight. Bam! Nice, huh? There's a way for us to put on cabin lights. Is it down here? Beacon, floodlights, panel lights. Oh, yeah, let's have those. It's certainly, like, a little dimmer than I would like. Come on. Air conditioner, heater, blower. I need panel lights, right? Those things are good. Windshield wipers. Aw. Well, we're definitely not going to be able to fly at night. This is like, I can't do this. It looks very cool, though. Right? The plane looks cool. The stuff on the ground looks cool. It looks cooler if you have everything turned on. I think the stars and things are supposed to be accurate, so technically you can navigate by the stars, which is pretty awesome. But no, let's go back to sort of midday. Oh, thank God. But with midday going on, how's our speed? 130. Still climbing. Still trying to get there. Yeah, we are not climbing fast. This is not a powerhouse. There's no, like, turn those on. No, I don't think there is. Super sad. So, it doesn't have the juice. It doesn't have the ability to set an altitude, which is really annoying because I've actually figured out how that's supposed to work. We're actually bleeding off a little bit more speed here. So I'm gonna go ahead and nose down a bit more. We won't climb as fast, but we should be able to maintain a higher airspeed. Now, that being said, what's our actual ground speed? Here comes Neb. Distance. It's going to take about 30 minutes for us to get there. I mean, 30 minutes isn't bad. What are we going to do for 30 minutes, guys? Wow. We don't even have a digital thing for the... How old is this plane? Hang on, I gotta check this out. Oops. Let's reset the view a little bit here. Glorious! Who cares about the quality of the graphics when you never see the ground most of the time anyway? You just see the entire inside of the cockpit. This is the Baron 58, or the B-58. Baron 58. Wikipedia. The Beach Baron 58. Introduced for the model year 1969, the larger, more powerful Baron 58 was developed from the Baron 55, including club seating, large aft baggage doors, and new gross weight of 5,400 pounds. In 1976, the turbocharged Baron 58TC and pressurized Baron 58P were introduced. Okay. I don't feel I've got that. Performance. Maximum speed, 205 knots. I'd say that's pretty ambitious. Cruise speed, 180 knots. That's 55% power at 12,000 feet. So it sounds like the ideal height for this is actually 12,000 feet, and we're not quite going to reach that. I mean, we're still climbing, don't get me wrong. We could climb faster, but I'm not sure that that helps our situation. Service ceiling, 19,700 feet. That's as high as it's rated to go. Now, this, especially having a window like this is clearly not the pressurized model. So, yeah. Turn strobes off when taxiing in vicinity of other aircrafts or in flight through clouds. Oh, we've got stats right here. That's for speed, though. All right, that's cool. What else we got? Microphone, headphones. This is an old ass plane. Can't actually defrost with these. Oh, parking brakes. Cabin air. Pilot air. It's got... Can't be like pressurized air thing. Can it? Right, is this my nav 1? Or 2? Ah, it's 2. Nav 1 is there. Okay. Ah, we've got to... Okay. Right, I gotta set some stuff. Where's my big map again? So, I am trying to navigate to beacon 114.6, which I've got here. Excellent. So that's... I'm confirming that I'm going in generally the right direction. Well, no, I'm... Actually... How am I going to confirm what my right direction is? That's a good question. I guess it depends on what, Oh, here's how I can tell. If I tune this such that it's in... so that I'm facing it, then I'll know what radial I'm on. I am confused. Tell you what, that's one... oh, hold on. This is 1115. This comes in later. 114.6 is the one I was just talking about, right? Yeah, okay. So nav 2, which is down here, is what is the long distance navigation beacon that I'm sort of turning to. So I know, and it's very close to the airport I'm going to. So if I were to travel at 181 or 2, then I would be heading straight forward because that's the radial that I'm on. Now, right now, I'm actually tuned a little bit further than that. So let me tick my little bobble here, which my autopilot is automatically tuned to. So now I'll basically be heading more or less towards that that station, which is very, very, very near the airport. So I'm heading in that general direction. What's my height at? 11,000 feet. I think I've been okayed for 15,000. I mean, my cruise is somewhere around here, but I guess I'll keep climbing. Actually, screw it. Let's just lock in right here. That's fine. There we go, and we can get some stats. We're about 25 minutes away from the station we're tuned in on, nav 2. And I guess I could tune into the same station on both right now. Hardly makes much of a difference. And then if I tune... no, not that thing. It's the wrong button. If I tune this
November,
thing...
4-5 X-ray Sierra. Climb and maintain 15,000.
No, they want me to... They're like, no, you're supposed to be climbing. You're right, my bad. You toggle that off. And give it a little bit of pitch up. As long as I'm climbing, they're going to be happy with it. 23 minutes away from my destination. Well, I'm slowing down because I'm going up again here, so I'm going to bleed off a little bit of speed.
November, 4-5 X-ray Sierra. Climb and maintain 15,000.
Up to 15,000. November.
Yeah.
5 X-ray Sierra.
I mean, they're counting on me
November,
sort of...
4-5 X-ray Sierra. Descend and maintain 11,000.
That is really funny.
Down to 11,000. November. 4-5 X-ray Sierra.
Just as I was saying, they were counting on me being at a certain height so they could sort of predict it. Well, before I ever reached it, they decided that, like, okay, now you got to change height because of, you know, I don't know, air zones or something. So we're just going to apply a little bit of down pitch. Try to get in as close to exactly 11,000 as we can. And then we'll hit the Alt button again right when we get there. And the autopilot will take care of keeping us at 11,000. I can also cancel the IFR whenever I want if they're being a pain in the ass. If I've changed my mind. I want to go rogue. Give me a maverick pilot. That's right. Maverick pilot who still doesn't know how to use all his electronics yet. Boop. Lock that in. Okay. Good stuff. And it's funny, like, you're doing all this. You're not using the yoke. You just, like, hands off. You're, like, fiddling with a little bit of electronics. And the planes do freakishly fly themselves. Up until the point where you have to land and you crash and die, because I don't know how to do this. Oops. Bum, 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 bum. So yeah, both these are tuned to something that's near the airport. With the idea that I think vaguely I'm doing it correctly. I think, oh, you know what this is doing? This is showing me where the radial I'm tuned into is physically. That's what it's showing me. I'm pretty sure. Now, it doesn't actually give me... Oh, there it is. DTK, is that it? DTK? Yeah, okay. So I'm basically on the 184 radial. Or, to look at it the other way, I'm on the 356 radial, right? Like, depends on sort of... It's all perception, whether you're going to or coming from. But if I look at the... Can I see Brussels? That's not Brussels. Oh, you can see my path, though. I like that. Nice, sexy turn there. It's sexy because I'm not flying by hand. I did tune my little direction here a little bit, right? You can see the bend where we did it. Brussels is still not on the map. Doesn't even load it up. That's all right. That's fine. If you imagine a line that goes through the radio tower I'm tuned into, right? That goes, if it was north and west, or sorry, north and south, then one end would be 0 or 360, same thing. The other end would be 180. And so it's the same line. So the 184 versus the 356 is the exact same line that's passing through it. And that's what I'm on right now. So I know physically sort of where I am. And if I were flying at 184, if I was right on the line and I was flying on 184 my direction, then I would literally just go straight towards this thing and pass directly over it. I mean, obviously, you know, nothing is exactly perfect. I'll have to do a little bit fine-tuning in the end, but that's there. However, this tower I'm tuned into is not literally where the airport is. It's just close. So when I get near, I'm gonna have to tune into a like a landing broadcast to get like a little bit more of an accurate sort of fine-tuning on my landing. I guess now that my 184 is there, I could go ahead and this is tuned to the wrong thing. Tune my secondary minus that. Yeah. No, why is this? There we go. Oh, it's just 3D view can be weird sometimes. And then no. Where's the big? There's the big. And then switch that. Now this one should go dead. Yeah, I think the red here means it's got no signal, and that's because this landing signal that I've got has got a really, really, really short range. But once we get it, then we'll get a nice lineup on this little thingamabob to show me where to go. Now, whether it makes more sense to do that there as opposed to this version, I don't know. It's interesting, it's still got a line here, even though it's got a dead signal over here. And I don't know, like, how the landing setup goes here. Ultimately, actually, since I know I'm on the right heading, and really what's going to happen is my my flight plan on the radio, they're going to tell me where to go. I could just preemptively tune both to my landing bits. But what's nice is, right now, I do get some distance. I'm 16 minutes away now from the station. Now, I'm not going to go to station. Depending on which runway is available at Brussels, they might have me sort of, I don't know, go left a little bit and then line up for a thing. Or they might have me go right and go loop around to the other side. Just depends on what's free, how the winds are going, that sort of thing. So we'll see how it goes. And then we'll probably crash, because I don't know how to land very well. We're locked in 11,000, technically just a smidgen above, which is kind of annoying my OCD-ness. Tell you what, we'll just adjust the barometer. Haha, so it looks like...
45 X-ray, Sierra, descend and maintain 7,000.
Roger that.
Down to 7,000, November, 45 X-ray, Sierra.
I just disabled my flight director by hitting a button. How do I turn the autopilot back on? Oh, shite. Come on. Straighten out. Where's the knob? Well, I'm the knob. Oh, autopilot on. Okay. Turn the altimeter off, which is what I was trying to... I was trying to use the button that was linked to these things. It's kind of annoying that I don't have that hotkeyed. Why am I climbing so fast? Down, down. I don't want to... I gotta be gentle here.
November 45 X-ray Sierra. Descend and maintain 7,000.
Down to 7,000.
I should also
November,
cut back on speed a bit.
45 X-ray Sierra.
Because otherwise I might go above my limit. Down nose, down nose, down nose, down nose. Might go above my speed limit. Also, cutting back on speed is a good way to actually descend. Down. Down.
November 45 X-ray Sierra. Descend and maintain 7,000.
I am descending.
Down to 7,000.
I just had
November, 45
issues.
X-ray Sierra.
I hit buttons wrong, okay?
November 45 X-ray Sierra Echo Bravo Hotel November altimeter 2992.
It is at 2992, but I appreciate
Echo Bravo Hotel November altimeter 2992. November 45 X-ray Sierra.
Alright, our speed is climbing despite the fact that we're basically half throttle. We are descending. I think we can afford to descend a little bit faster. I can't remember if this little bob is max speed. No, our max speed can be higher than that, right? Never exceed to... Oh yeah, see, it's fine. We can go all the way into that bit, and we'll be fine. Down. We can have a nice fast descent and also gain a fair bit of speed. Oops. Seriously? You can have them move separately? How do you keep them linked? Alright, so we're going to keep full throttle open while we descend. Well, hopefully we'll descend. We are pitching down. The faster we go, the more we'll also go up because of how the air moves over the wing. But we're still going down right now, which is good. Airspeed is increasing. I don't want to pitch down anymore yet. That being said, we have to make sure we get, low enough to land at some point. Somewhere out there is our airport. I can't see it. This is one of the things I'm like terrible at identifying airports from far away. And then like, oh, I'm right on top of them. Oh, I've passed them. Oops. All my passengers are pissed and I have to give them extra drinks. All right. Airspeed. Still not fatal. Descent. Not quite 1,000 feet per minute. I probably should throttle back a little bit. Let me go ahead and do that. Heading's still good. Hope we've got a lot of fuel. Where's our actual fuel? This is fuel flow. How do we know how much gas we've got? Oil temperature and pressure. Ah! Wait, seriously? Oh, we probably didn't leave with a full tank. Because, that makes you heavier. And that is all represented in this. No prop amps? Do we not have an alternator running on there or something? How does that work? So many knobs. Blower. That's what I need. Because my hair is damp from being sweaty and nervous in a plane. I like how there's the windshield distortion. Like, can you guys see that on YouTube? Like, there's the actual...
November 45 X-ray Sierra. Y heading 200. Vectors for the visual. Runway 2. Descend and maintain 5,000.
Okay, I gotta echo that back.
Heading 200. Vectors for the visual. Runway 2 down to 5,000. November 45 X-ray Sierra.
Alright. Oh, no, that's the wrong button. Derp. I gotta change my autopilot. Hold on, let me go into this view. It'll be easier to set. Change my autopilot heading to 200. I'm gonna be landing on runway 02. So, is this Brussels? Yes, it is. Okay. So, yeah, this one will do fine. All right, so this is Brussels Airport right here. This is the thing I've been tuned in on, right over here. So this is Brussels Airport, and I've been told to land on runway 02, which is, I don't know if there's any way to actually click on it. Yeah, right here, right? Runway 02. And you'd be like, okay, so where are we? We are here. So what we're going to want to do is go here and line up and go there. But no, because the runway number represents the direction of the runway. And 02 is 20, like they cut off the last number. So this is runway 20, which is 20 degrees. North is 0. So it's basically north and a tiny bit east. They are going to want me to go all the way around and come in from the other side because presumably the wind or something. So that's why I've just been told to turn slightly west. So I'm going to come around this way, loop around the back, go there, and then probably miss the airport completely. Weird. So I did the turn with the autopilot bug here. I think that's all there is to do. We're still descending. So we got a long time to descend because we got to go all the way around. We got all the time in the world to make this happen. Now, there's something I know. At some point, they're going to tell me, while I'm doing my descent, they're going to tell me to contact someone at Brussels, because I'm still on the Amsterdam channel or whatever. So what I should do, so right now I'm on 135.95. That's what all this communication is. I'm going to tune in, I don't know which one, probably the tower. So I'm going to preemptively set this up. So there's a tower, there's actually two towers. One is 119.22. And another one is 128.80. Prep that right away. And then there's the approach tower. I don't know if that I'll need, but I'm going to go ahead and set that up as well. So I've got COM 1 and COM 2 all set up with all my frequencies. I'm currently still on 135.95. I can enable different comms, and I can swap which comm is being used on each device. So these are the two comm devices, COM 1, COM 2, and then which station is actually being used there. So every possible station they're going to ask me to do while I'm trying to do my fucking descent and freaking out because I can't do it. What did it tell me to descend to? 7,000 feet? I'm like way past that. Just lock in our current height, about 6,300 feet. They might yell at me. They might be like, you're supposed to descend to 5,000 or something, but I thought it was 7,000 feet. I'm surprised they didn't already yell at me. HSI source is nav 1, right? And again, let's set both navs. Again, the distance was nice. Our time is currently at 8 minutes, but we're not flying directly there, so it's kind of a loose thing. Anyway, we're going to have to wrap around. So there's probably about 10 to 12 minutes left to our flight before we crash, trying to land, of course. So we've got these both tuned to the right thing. And again, HSI source. I think the HSI is having to do with
November
the autopilot.
45 X-ray Sierra. Descend and maintain 5,000.
Okay, 5,000.
Down to 5,000, November 45 X-ray Sierra.
A little bit more down nose. Okay, let's go like full engines. And down pitch a little bit more. I'm gonna try to get there faster after all. Just full engines the whole time. We're not running out of gas or anything. No, we got tons of gas. Petrol, I should say, for my European audience. Petrol. Just realized my head is like arguably covering, whoopsie daisy, something that might be important. I have no idea. I don't know why I decided to add the face cam to this. I guess I was just feeling a little bit goofy. Felt like wearing the hat. And I feel like, you know, if you say you're drinking, then you better show it as well. I gotta decide if I'm gonna go and refill my drink now. Otherwise, I'm not gonna have any time. Again, using this local map is a little cheaty. I mean, it's sort of representing like, oh, if I have a GPS or whatever. But I'm not actually supposed to have this information. You know, I got time. You guys, Oh, well, we're still... Hold on. I should finish the descent and put the autopilot for the altimeter back on. Pitch down a little bit more. Well, we're creeping into the danger zone for our speed, but we're not quite there yet. Descending nice and rapidly. And... a little bit more. Lock it in. We're engaged. Excellent. Let's go into drama mode. I'll be right back. Realized the drama mode was a one-shot deal. I figured it would keep, like, swooping by. That's very boring. Guess I could have given you chase plane. I'm so sorry, guys. There's landscape, but we never get to see because we're just staring at instruments all day long. These engines are really flat. And they kind of look like faces. They look like unhappy birds. Not angry birds, just unhappy birds. And they've got that one little bit of hair that never behaves. That's right. Boom, back into the cockpit. Except there's no one here. It's ghost plane! Unless you're outside the plane. Because then, there's stuff. I just hit some keys. I hope they didn't do anything bad. Look at those shades. Hang on. Is one... No, okay, good. Because it's shift 1 to change here, but I keep hitting 1, and I keep being very concerned that hitting 1 does something. Because plenty of other keys do stuff. So we're waiting for another message, assuming I haven't missed any. No, they'd be repeating it over and over. You're off course, you're off course, you're off course. Squawk this, squawk that. I'm way too easily entertained. What's the temperature outside? It is about 5 degrees Celsius, which is pretty chilly, so we shouldn't open the window anymore. But of course, part of the reason for that is that we're so high up. You know, one day, I should do a flight in, like, I should set it for, like, Canadian winter conditions, and then we'll get to play with, like, de-icing and all kind of stuff like that. Just hopping between seats. Look at me, I'm the co-pilot now. There we go. I like that they've got the chronometers. That's cool. Boop. Alright, back in the driver's seat. Pilot seat. Look at me, I'm a pilot. Let's reset ourselves properly here. Let's go back into cheater mode. So where exactly are we? Ah, there we go. We're flying past soon. So when we're about here, they'll basically get me to do a 90-degree turn. Well, maybe a little further than that. It depends. I don't know what the zoom levels are. Here, turn, come in here. Land. Right, because that's easy.
45 X-ray Sierra. Fly heading 200. Descend and maintain 2000.
Yep.
November 45 X-ray Sierra. Descend and maintain 2000.
Yeah, because 200 is where we're already heading. So it's just a question of descending. A little over 1,000 feet per minute. So in a couple of minutes we'll reach our target. Meanwhile, go and pour this out. Just a bit more. Helps the flying. Everything's way smoother this way. This is how I imagine all pilots operate. What's your descent? You probably push it a little further than that. We're not quite in the never exceed this speed category, although we're getting pretty darn close. You know, it's funny. When you're working on these autopilot things, you just put the controller down. The only time I ever pick this up is if I need to adjust the throttle, just because apparently I can't really move them together. I don't want, like, uneven stuff. So I'm going to max them both out and then pull them back. Which will help the rate of descent, but also make sure we don't overspeed. There we go. Dropping 2,000 feet per minute now. You're probably feeling lightheaded, a little bit of a pressure change. And speaking of changes, though, temperature's going up. Temperature's up to 10 as we drop. I love, like, this simulation. It tracks the temperature based on how high up you are. It's going to have impacts on all kinds of things in your flight. So as soon as we hit 2,000, we'll pop in the altitude lock again on the autopilot. Flying's easy. It's the landing that sucks. Nearly there. And lock that in. Whoop. We'll just adjust the trim here for level flight. Lovely. I think it mostly does that with PDI controllers, which are a great little bit of programming. Although, a lot of these autopilots, I think, actually predate computers, or at least general computing. I may be wrong, though. But so there might be some sort of mechanical system for it, based on, like, pressure and hydraulics from the altimeter. I don't know. But computer-wise, they're not even, like, full computers, just simple electronics. A little PDI controller is probably the way it goes. They're very great little things for, like, locking into a target number. So if your target number is 2,000, and you've got one input, which is this, then this very simple little device, either a very simple little function in computer code or a very simple little computer chip, basically, or little, you know, electronic circuit, can work out how to get there by slowly sort of wiggling its way.
5 X-ray Sierra. Fly heading 110.
All right.
Heading 110, November 45 X-ray Sierra.
110. Come on, let's hold on. Let's do the normal view here. 110, which is, oops. Oh no, that's 11. There you go. 110. So yeah, we're doing the left turn. So we're now properly south of Brussels. So we can start turning. So Brussels is over there somewhere. I don't think I have a proper Brussels city plan loaded. So it's going to be sort of a procedural Brussels as opposed to a real Brussels. Hope no one objects. You know what's funny? If I just hit C, boom! I get left behind. Hey, look at the shadow. Gotta have your fun where you can. All right. Let's check. Yeah, because I had figured they would send me in on the 1-1 or on the. Oh, it's the wrong one. We're coming in on 02, so I need to be tuned into 109.9 on both these bad boys. Hang on, let's try this view. Yeah. Okay, let's use this instead. No. .9. Is that right? 109.9. Good. And then activate. And then hide you. Thing is, I don't really understand this readout, so I really want that to be here as well, which is kind of annoying me. So, switch 109.90, switch over. There we go. Alright, that's fine. We're still flying the route we're supposed to be flying. Assuming I haven't checked... No, I didn't fuck up my comm stack because the nice thing is the using one over here. I guess the worst case scenario is that the 1119, the 119er.22 tower one, okay, it's still there. So the 13595 is still the one I'm currently listening to. At some point I'll have to change, but so far so good. It's nice having all these frequencies programmed in. I always forget to do this, and then I sort of panic when I'm going to my landing because they're telling me to change to something else, and it's just horrible. I've got redundant navs over here that I will use for my landing assistance. Although not yet, because we're not facing the airport yet. Where's our route? Here. So we've done our bend. Boop. So we're gonna go to right around here and then do another turn. Probably 90 degree, or they might get me to make 2 45-degree turns. That might be more likely. But at some point, I gotta take off the autopilot. Oh, this landing. I hope you guys are all ready to die, because that's exactly what's going to happen. Because I'm gonna be too high, I'm not gonna see the airport until it's too late.
November 45 X-ray Sierra. Fly heading 050.
Heading 050, November 54, X-ray Sierra. There we are. We are getting a timer again because we're tuned into A station. So the reason we didn't turn into 109.9 earlier is because they always play like really shitty 1990s pop. No, wait, hold on. It's because they don't have as big of a range. These landing assistance beacons, they're not long-range devices. So we will soon get another turning command if we take another look. So we're now heading this way. We'll soon get a turn command to go to 020, which will line us up to the runway. Ish. It'll put us in the same direction, the same alignment as the runway, but we'll be either slightly to the left or slightly to the right, so we'll have to make adjustments. Now, in theory, somewhere over there is Brussels and the Brussels airport. The Brazilian airport. It's going to be a very close shave for us to get there, though. Very close.
November 45 X-ray Sierra. Fly heading 020. Report the field in sight.
Heading 020. We'll call the field. November 45 X-ray Sierra.
Okay. And I'm going to take us off. I'm gonna have us start descending and also slow down. I don't wanna overshoot, and I'd like to be lower, assuming they're not gonna yell at me for doing it. So can I see it? Yes, I can see it.
Center, November 45 X-ray Sierra.
And we're too far over.
November 45 X-ray Sierra. Contact tower on 118.6.
118.6? What is this shit? I didn't have that ready. 118.6. Oh, I gotta...
Contact tower on 118.6. November 45
Slow down.
X-ray Sierra.
.6. Make that active. Go away.
Tower, November 45 X-ray Sierra.
Gear up warning. Good. Autopilot is disengaged. Now it is. Okay. So now I should be able to follow this shit because it was over here somewhere, wasn't it? So I have to be higher. Let's re-engage the gas so I don't actually stall. And I have to be further to the left. Where'd the airport go? This is always my problem. I can't actually see anything. Okay, it's actually slightly over. There it is. Perfect. Okay, I got this now. I am definitely a little low. Okay, I'm getting my little beep beep beeps for a certain distance thingy. Is this? I hope this is back to neutral. I have no idea if it is. This is telling me that I should be at a certain height. I don't know what that height is. I gotta be a little further over to the right.
November 45 X-ray Sierra. Runway 2, clear to land.
Runway 2 cleared to land. November.
Okay,
45
so I still have to be a little further to the
Sierra.
right, and I'm still a little low, but I'm quickly closing in on that. So let's bleed off a little speed. Let's go to one level of flaps. So if I cheat and go to this mode, there you go. I can see I have to be a little further to the right. Like, I hate, like, the lack of vision. But I gotta trust these thingies. But again, I don't, like, they're inverted. See these two? They work different from one another. I'm gonna trust this one. It's nice, simple crosshairs. I can deal with this shit. I'm not going fast enough. And I'm not low enough anymore. Okay, I got this. I got this, you guys. I'm actually lined up with the runway, which is a huge deal for me. I have to be lower. Lead off some more speed. I'm a little high, but not much. I have no idea what the process is. Okay, that's the M. So I should be something like... I don't remember, 350 feet above? Yeah, let's go full flaps. And make sure not to stall before I run into the runway here. I'm going a little slow. But... Oh! You guys! You guys! Is that the single greatest landing you have ever seen? It's the single greatest landing I've ever fucking seen!
Taxi via 27 right, 2.
Roger.
Gate taxi via 27 right. 2 November. 45 X-ray Sierra.
I should not have come to a full stop here. I gotta do a taxi. Where's my, oh, there's my little arrows. Good. I should not literally have come to a full stop on the runway, because it just means I'm gonna get flattened by something. Oh, well, hold on. I gotta finish this flight. I mean, we've landed. Slow down. But, oh, and I'm steering using my, my ailerons or whatever instead of the rudder. Oh! So glorious! You guys! Whoops. I lost it. Where'd it go? Ah, that away. I need a GPS. Turn right in 25 meters. No, wait. Where the fuck is this thing going? I'm really confused. Is it actually going and I just couldn't see it? Let's disengage the brake. Okay, there, the other arrow was definitely going here, and then it just ends. Oh, no, 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 no. It goes that way. Alright, this isn't confusing at all. Alright, there it goes. Alright. Oh!
November.
Brussels!
45 X-ray Sierra. Contact ground on 118.05.
I hit the brakes. Turn off the engine.
Contact ground on 118.05 November 45 X-ray Sierra.
Oh, I should have gone the other way. Literally. 118.05. Make that active. Go to comm 2.
Ground, November, 45
Look at
X-ray,
me.
Sierra.
I got this. Am I here? No, this way. I checked in. I guess I'm still not at my stopping place. Apparently they want me to go to the helipad, which seems a little silly, but, you know. Hang on, let's go to the exterior view for this. I love, like, can you guys see that the rudder turns? Oh, I could probably raise my flaps as well. Look at that. And I... Oh, no, there it goes. Yahoo! Alright, let's go this way. This is the stupidest way. This way can work, though, if I can get behind the plane. Behind and above. This will actually be the hand... There's my stop! I guess I'm done. They're like, this is a reasonable place for a plane to stop. No one else needs to use this, right? We're fine. And that's it. I can file a new flight plan. I don't think... I've never done this in any flight simulator whatsoever. I've never actually done an appropriate and proper flight. I've only just, you know, kind of fucked around. Well, like flipping things and hit buildings and whatever. I registered a flight plan. I had an actual plan. I listened to instructions. I used most of the tools you're supposed to use. I was still confused. I still don't know how to understand this thing. This thing is still black magic to me. I don't get it. I like these knobs right over here. Like, I can't use anything that was invented after 1971 or something. Like this whole screen, like, what is this? This is sorcery. It's slightly more convenient to use these buttons because it's a nice flat display and I don't have to worry about the head motion. And that's literally the only reason I use that. Like, this I can understand. If I have to use anything more high-tech than this, I am screwed. But man, you guys! You know, it's a good thing we got the landing gear warning. I don't know what triggered that. I think it was because we were, like, low enough. Below a certain point, it turns it on. Hang on, let's turn off the engines. Can I not turn off the engines? Oh. Yep, no. How do I turn them off? Maybe, okay, hold on. You can change the engine mixture, the prop angle probably, carb heat, idle high-low toggle, beta toggle, Toggle power, F13. I don't have an F13. You guys, I can't turn off the engine. Now this whole flight is a disaster. Seriously. Yeah, we've got this all the way down. Did I just kill it? Oh, I just stalled the engine. Oh, that's great. Wait, you can kill that? What the hell is this? You can change the RPM? Well, one day I'm going to have to figure out how to work these engines. Because it'll be important. Oh! Yeah, but how do we get to start? It's like, all right, I figured out how to go left somehow and right, but not all the way to start anymore. There's got to be a thing. Urgh! Well, listen, let's not let this hurt our awesomeness and successness, because this was pretty badass, this whole flight. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope this actually did a better job than my my previous video of demonstrating like how interesting flight simulators can be. They are highly technical. They're not like, they're weird because they don't feel like a game. Because it's not action packed. There's a lot of time you're sort of sitting idle as you fly. You're really idle when your engines don't work. But fuel boost pump, no. But you know, it's about executing very precise operations very precisely. And the bigger the plane, the less forgiving it is. Like, what's funny, especially when it comes to landing, like I have a hard time with landing, right? If I were flying a 747, for example, then I could actually employ the auto landing option, right? When you're flying this thing, it's not about working the yoke. In fact, you arguably having to wiggle this thing around is almost like a failure. What you want to do is just work through your autopilot to line everything up perfectly so that you can engage the auto land function, wherever the heck that is on here, somewhere, and have it land on its own. The humans are only there to deal with emergencies and just to make sure that everything is flowing properly and deal with all these gizmos and gadgets and whatnot. And that's what these flight simulators really, really represent. And the fact of the matter is, cool. I'm just gonna fiddle with all these things. The fact of the matter is, they are really, truly hyper realistic. And yeah, maybe they can't teach you the feel of things, and maybe actual flying the first time you get disoriented, physically speaking. But these are, while this is not the professional version, not the commercial version, and it's not rated technically to do this, these do teach you how to fly. It's a completely different thing than how Guitar Hero would teach you how to play guitar, which it didn't really. These can teach you how to fly, which is very freaky. Anyway, that is it. Our great success. We have arrived in Brussels, obviously a famous city in France. Okay, that should give enough time for everyone to respond and tell me that I'm wrong. And yeah, there we go. We gotta go eat some waffles. See you next time, folks. Bye bye.